we better go buy a pump. Right? That's our mentality. Oh, let's get a higher efficiency furnace so that all that energy we're losing, we'll lose the same amount of energy, but we'll pay a bit less for it. Fix the hole. Right? If you want cold beer, you're going out on camping, you want some cold beer, and you buy one of those, the expanded polystyrene, the coolers. You can get a Canadian Tire, and the lid doesn't fit really well. You put a bag of ice in there, and you don't really, it's not really closed and it's thin. 6 hours later, your beer's gone. You buy a Yeti cooler, you're going to pay for it, but you buy a Yeti and put ice in there. 3 months from now, you still got cold beer, right? If you close the lid. That's how you have to think about it. So what's the very first thing? You're going to walk around the show, you're going to be inspired. You're going to see all kinds of shiny things, and you hear the bells and whistles, and you're going to get great ideas, which is amazing. I mean, there's so many great builders, material suppliers, ideas here. You should get inspired from that. But what is the very first thing that you should do when you leave the show and you get home and you look around and you realize, I hate my house. I want to renovate my house. I want to do something. What's the very first thing you should do? Call you. All the contractors line up. What's the very first thing you should do before you do anything? Go look in the attic. Why would you go in the attic? So you're close. Get an energy on it. The very first thing you should do is find a contractor who will come and do an energy on it. They'll do a quote at night when it's cold, and they'll look at your house with an infrared camera. And they'll over test and tell you how much air is leaking. And I guarantee they're going to come back and they're going to say, look at this red line all around your windows. Look at this red line all around your attic. If your snow is melting off your roof, it's the same as driving into the show and throwing money out the window the whole way. You'd never do that, right? But your house is doing it every day, all day. So get an energy on it. Right there, they're going to give you a photo and they're going to say, here's where the boat has holes in it. What should you do? You should get a new countertop. No. You should paint. No. Plug the holes. Spend the money to reduce the operating costs, and you'll see in a couple of months, hey, should we just say, with a couple of chips of coffee and some tape, if you go around your home and just seal the baseboard around the doors, pull the trim off, take out the little bits of insulation that were jammed in there and spray foam them, stop those air leaks, you're going to save, you'd be shocked at what you save. Probably save 30% right off the bat. Really easy. So these are the things that we have to do before we say, hey, look at my new car in the driveway. Because 10, 15 years from now, they'll be like, I wonder where those people live now. After the bank repossessed their home and they came and took their car away. And now the house looks like garbage. I think we have to change that going future. I think somebody needs to say, hey, we're building too big, we're building too cheap, we're building too fast. And it just doesn't make sense because we're in a shit here in Canada. I think financially, Canadians have never been more indebted. We've never owned less of our housing. And I got 4 kids that are looking at me wanting me to pay for stuff. So if you're a parent, you're looking at kids, we need to change the way that we look at the big assets, the big expenses and all that. That's going to be this. I want to do some Q&A too. What do you want to know? Anyone? Yes. Okay, we got a mic. That's depressing news, isn't it? I recommend selling everything and just come down the island. We're going to be selling, if you work from home, we are going to be selling villas soon, so you can you can stare at the beach. It makes you feel a lot better. Vitamin D is important. We'll try and collect it as often as possible. Go ahead.
Hi, Brian. Welcome to Calgary.
Thank you.
So, all those things that you just mentioned, my husband and I were planning to own a house in Calgary. So, the insulation, so it's very expensive.
Yeah.
We loved it, but now we decided to sell and move.
Nobody wants to pay the premium for it?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
So,
you know why?
No.
So when you bring people, when your real estate agent features the home, and they put pictures of it, they're like, look, it's a basic kitchen, laminate countertop. It's maybe some, laminate floors or...
We don't have that.
Oh, you spent the money. But here's the thing to do to offset that. I mean, most people don't think about this. I'm buying this older home, you know, or a home that doesn't look top end, and I don't think it's worth as much as the shiny. Until you put the information down and say you're never going to have to replace this roof. You just saved $200,000 to $500,000 going forward, so that it's not a liability. The roof is now an asset, because a standard roof is a depreciating asset. It's a liability. And the longer you wait to replace it, the more expensive it's going to be. So you need to put that on paper. You need to say, look, you're spending $300 or $400 a month less to operate this home than you are the one across the street. So there, I'm paying you to buy this house. I'm paying you $300 a month. It's like buying a business. You have to look at it like a business. I buy this one, it costs me $1,500 a month. I buy this one, it saves me $300 a month.
That's the plan. But
Yeah.
people don't want to pay for it. They'd rather buy something next door.
Yeah.
That's fine because
You have to find the right market, and I think we have to all start educating people on where the value is. I mean, you have to look at, I tell this funny story about choosing a home the same way you choose a partner or a spouse, right? You see the shiny one, you like it, you like the curves, you're all in. Down goes the money, you pay for the party, the whole thing, it's yours, right? You wake up after the honeymoon and the makeup's on the pillow, and you look over and you're, shit, what did I do? Right? It's the same thing. You buy the shiny home and you get your first bill and you're like, oh. You want to choose something that is healthy, that's going to last a long time, that is efficient, that's easy and a pleasure and affordable to operate long into the future. Because you put new makeup on every day, you put new clothes on every day. But you can't change the meat and potatoes, right? So that's what we have to change our mentality. When you look at something, to me, if I drive through a neighborhood, and I don't know if you've noticed over the years, I always buy the turd in the neighborhood. Because to me, that's the most valuable. The shiny one, I think, oh God, they ruined that place. You know, they went and put all this expensive stuff on top of it, but it's sick underneath, so I want that. So I'd rather buy the turd than do it myself. Buy the turd. We should make those t-shirts.
Can you speak to then the regulations of inspection? Because we're talking about some expert opinion about what
Yeah.
honestly, when I bought my house, I don't think the Duke did his job.
That might happen quite often. I mean, there's a number of different reasons, right? If the housing industry said, listen, you're going to live in the house I tell you to live in. Everyone's going to be up in our, oh, what happened to freedom? You know, there's going to be so many rules and regulations. It'll be like the U.S. Everyone's screaming freedom, but there's so many rules and regulations that you have to dodge that it's not really that. So building codes adapt over time as we look at things. Actually, in BC, they've got the step codes for efficiency that are really tightening up, which I think is great. I think we should be adopting that all across because, you know, you're not a home builder, but you can dictate what kind of home you want. Right? But you can't walk into the hospital, you know, with cancer and tell the oncologist what to do. You wouldn't do that because that's not your specialty. It should be the same in building a home. We should mandate that if you build a home properly, it barely uses energy, so we don't need all this other stuff. But in a perfect world, you can do that. The problem is there's so much money involved. Like, you know, it's kind of like pharmaceuticals. If you eat healthy and you exercise every day, you don't eat 90% of it. But there's so much money being made, no one's really going to come out. Well, there's more and more people come down saying, like, here's the truth. People are like, oh, interesting, yeah. Let's go to McDonald's for lunch. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a matter of teaching the consumer what to demand from the builders and the renovators and the industry and the government. Because same thing, you get inspections done, you kind of look around. I've walked through homes with inspectors holding the wrong blueprints. You know? Yeah. And there's some inspectors that are really great. They'll come in, they'll point, you missed point loads, you missed that, you missed that. There's others that just don't care. But you have to be the one that cares. It's your asset. To vet your inspector, I don't really get to choose your inspector from the city, do you? Oh, from a home inspector. Okay. To vet, I mean, we have a bunch of great home inspectors in the Home Approved program, but you want to make sure that they're thorough, that you're getting a full. And I think most inspectors are. mean, part of it's building science. They have to go through and take boxes and things. But when you're buying a home, when I buy a home, I assume all this stuff is organized. So get the home inspection, but also, find a great contractor that you trust and go through with them. Because they're not just going to say, yeah, there's a gap here, it needs to be fixed. They're going to say, there's a gap here, it needs to be fixed. The reason there's a gap is that your foundation's sinking, and this is going to be $1 million job. Or we can just talk that, it's fine. So, I'm going to do both.
Bryan, we have a question from one of our online listeners, and that is
we have
Lisa.
online listeners?
Yeah, we do. That is Lisa. What is your favorite project that you have ever completed?
My favorite project I've ever completed. I mean, for ourselves, I don't know. I would say that if I can narrow it down to one. Any of the jobs where we get a chance to do something philanthropic. I think when I can get paid to help somebody else and monetize, I think that's the dream job right there. We've done. I told a story yesterday. It was a single dad with 5 kids, and the mom was out of the picture. They had a horrible, no insulation, dangerous electrical, plumbing, mold. We rebuilt the entire house for them on disaster DIY, and it was great because at the end of the show, David, the dad, he jumped in my truck. I was about to leave. And he was in tears, and he said, "Thank you so much for doing this for me." And I stopped him. I said, "Dave, well, I didn't come and do this for you. I came and helped you do it. The neighborhood came and helped you do it. Everybody came. We helped you do this for your kids because he got us. That's what he was trying to do." And when we revealed the home, and here's a little secret, at the end of any of these TV shows, if the host walks in and says, "Well, we were really tight on the budget, so we couldn't afford to get the rest of the furniture," that homeowner was nice. If they walk in and they're like, "Well, we had a little money left in the budget, so we furnished the entire place, we bought you a car, we're sending you to Bahamas for the weekend, we got a big screen TV and a PlayStation for the kids," those homeowners were incredible. It was great work. There's always time for it. It's Arthur said in Arthur's Christmas. Does nobody watch Arthur's Christmas? Oh, it's our kids' favorite. Sarah yells at it all the time. I'm like, "Oh, we gotta go. There's always time for a bow." Expensive bow. Anyway, David, at the end of it, they were great, and we put a big screen TV in, and a couch, and a playroom for the kids, and a PlayStation. When we walked in to show them around, the kids just ran right by, jumped on the PlayStation. They were great kids. They had some issues they were dealing with, obviously from their earlier years. But they had actually brought me to school for show and tell. One little girl, she thought, "Can I take her to school for show and tell?" She didn't tell me it was a French immersion class when I got there. But it was a lot of fun. But Dave said in the truck too, he was tears of eyes, and "I'm sorry, the kids didn't understand how much work we did. They were a bit disrespectful. Just ran right to the Danes. And I said, "Dave, I'm a dad, right? When I walk into my home with my kids, or anyone walks in with their kids, the last thing your kids should be thinking about is how much work it took to build that place, or how there's no insulation sticking out that they're breathing, or they're not going to get electrocuted, or there's no mold in the attic." And your kids, their job is to walk in and be like, "Oh, I got a PlayStation," and run to it and play and be happy. That's it. That was probably for the TV shows. That was probably my favorite episode.
Very cool. The next question that I have for you is, what reno would you never do while you were living in the home that you renovated?
Oh God, from the ball. I've broken all my own golden rules. There's 2 answers. The one answer that everybody wants to hear, and the responsible contractor will tell you, is get out of the house. It doesn't matter if you're doing drywall, anything, get out of the house. Even painting, putting new flooring in, getting new furniture, all that stuff comes in, and here's what we also don't think about. Sarah's focused a lot more on this now. Everything is off gas. Everyone goes, "Oh, I'll spray the smelly stuff and light the candle." Everything is off gas and slowly giving us lung cancer. So anything you do in the home, dust, all that kind of stuff, you should just get out. Ventilate your home, put secondary air filtration and all that kind of stuff. Make sure the air is good in your home, especially if you might have rain on, all these things. You need to think about that. If you can, get out. But definitely, if you're doing anything where the drywall's coming out, or really dusty stuff, it's get out of it.
Great, get out of the house. We have another question come up to me, and I think I know your answer, but I want to
think
know.
Brian will be
If
answering
you
more
own your
questions,
house and a condo, do you
Brian
sell
will
the
be
condo or
going
do you rent
inside.
it?
If you own the house,
Thank you very much.
I'll tell you from personal experience. We have a lot of houses,
देखो
commercial properties and retail that we have. We have a lot of houses that we've sold in the past. I mean, our last time we built in Campbellville,
We are on
sold
Home and
that.
Garden Show.
We sold one of the cottages. We sold in Vancouver 3 months before they announced the event. Yeah, so
ਆਪਣੇ ਬੌਮ ਟੂਲਸ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਲਾਇਆ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਹੈ ਜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਾਓ ਕਿਦਾਂ ਕੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਟੂਲਸ ਤੇ ਡੀਲਸ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ
ਕਾਫੀ ਬੈਟਰ
ਅੱਛਾ
ਹੋਮ ਡਿਪੋ ਨਾਲੋਂ ਬੈਟਰ ਹੋਮ ਡਿਪੋ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਕੇਮਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੈਸਟ ਡੀਲਸ ਤੇ ਬੈਸਟ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ
ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਮਾਨ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਜੀ ਬੌਮ ਟੂਲਸ ਵਾਲੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਲਿਆਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ ਇੱਧਰ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਜੀ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਲੈਕਸ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਬੂਥ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਰਾਉਂਡ ਚੱਲੀ ਹੈ ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਹਾਊ ਆਰ ਯੂ
Well, thank you.
ਸੋ ਵਾਟ ਯੂ
Laser, I like it.
Thank you very much. So what you guys do here? Like you make cubes?
We rent cubes. Yeah, so we are coordination towards improving or renovating. Cuban is the cube. Move money is the moving coordination.
Thank you very much. More buddy is this? You can see. Light on? अच्छा और दूजा है
We have drills and
हाँ
But like I said, before you buy, you need to try. Just try. It's not hard. Just this. That's it. Now push the ruler. Try. See? Left part, go to the top. Go to the top.